Hey everyone, my name is Chai T and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I uploaded my last video due to traveling, but now we're back in business and ready to make some progress. If you guys are new to my channel, this is my 5th episode from my From Scratch Ironman series, and you can check out the rules and goals of this account in the description. I post a video every week, so consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the action. With all that being said, it's tea time. So as we ended last episode, I wasted about the last week of my premium due to traveling, which was a sad day. So to kick it off, I transferred the exact amount of silver from my other account and purchased another month. I hope to be able to self-sustain premium status one day, but as of now, I'm focusing a lot on just the progression of this account. One idea I had along the way was to level up my cooking tree, since I had my farming pretty much down and I was farming a lot of cabbages. So in order to make some cabbage soups, I needed to get a tier 5 cooking. This would help a lot for doing solo dungeons and eventually making omelets down the road. From last episode, I managed to craft a tier 4 druidic staff artifact, so I wanted to make the best tier 4 druidic staff that I could make. So that required me to go hunting for a lot of the tier 4.3 resources to craft that. So I needed the tier 4.3 wood as well as the tier 4.3 cloth. While leveling up my cooking, I didn't really have any other crops to spare because I was using them for other things. So I went ahead and used my goats to level up my cooking. I made them into the goat meat, and that took me all the way to the tier 5 cooking. So now I could craft a cabbage soup. After that, you can see I went to the Blackstone just to farm some dungeons and get some epic loot. But unfortunately, a group of players didn't like my cup of tea, so they beat me up and took my money, as you can see now. I gave up all that because I couldn't be bothered making another crossbow, so the guild called me out to a faction fight that was going down Lyndhurst, so I quickly equipped my 4.1 healer ZVZ setup, which was nothing too fancy, and teleported down to Lyndhurst. Little did I know we were actually fighting blue army, so we eventually got completely clapped. I was thinking about leveling up my tier 3 offhand so I could wear a tier 4 mist collar, but at the same time I wanted to be able to level up my other things to tier 4 as well, like the helm slot and the boot slot for plate armor. So I went ahead and equipped all of those tier 3 gears so that I could just use my Tomes of Insight and be able to level them up all at once. Because I planned for this druidic staff, I also needed to plan for the offhand, which I ended up leveling up my crafting to tier 4. And I needed the tier 4 horn artifact. To do this, I needed to go to the artifact foundry and test my luck to get a horn artifact. And I had 179 tier 4 runes to spend on this, which gave me 3 chances to get it. Of course, the Albion gods disrespected the T, so I got shit, but I could afford to use one last craft if I salvaged all 3 of them. So that's what I did. Now after both artifacts were out of the way, thankfully, I just needed to farm the tier 4.3 resources, which I went ahead and did, and then once all that was done, I was finally ready to go and craft it. This setup is definitely going to be very handy for me in arenas and whatnot, but I'm definitely not going to bring it out to anywhere that I can die just because of how rare it is for me. I'm going to have to spend so many runes on another artifact. Maybe once I get more runes and artifacts, I might be able to afford to lose one, but for now, we're looking pretty sick. Lastly, I continued to do my farm runs throughout this, and I had enough cabbages to craft 10 cabbage soups, and this is going to prep me for the solo dungeon grind. If you guys made it all the way through, thank you guys for watching, and leave me a comment or a like if you enjoyed watching. I'd appreciate any feedback you guys have. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, please consider subscribing as I make these videos weekly. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next tea party.